What's up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we're back with more Season 4 here with T-Mobile Bianchi, and we're coming off a great start to our season over in Mallorca. Make sure you go and check that out if you missed it. But looking at the calendar, we haven't quite reached Kurna Omloop UAE just yet. Instead, I decided we could try and take on the Tour de la Provence and the Clasica de Almeria. Two really fun races if you ask me, particularly the Tour de la Provence, especially when you look at the profile. We have a massive climb here. Chalet Regnard, of course, on Mont Ventoux. That is going to be a really fun stage there. We have some flat ones, hilly ones. Let's get it. This is going to be a really fun race. Looking at our lineup then, Lenny Kemner, the Giro d'Italia winner from last season, makes his season debut here alongside Antonio Taburi, Vadim Pronsky, Gino Marza, three of our best climbing domestiques in the team. We also have Rick Zabel in the sprints with Paddy Gamper and Giga Horvat to collect bottles. Here we go then, here in France, and I'm not quite sure who we're riding for today. A very tricky stage to start, lots of climbing, but it is a flatter finish, really suiting Peter Sagan, who is here. And alongside him, we have the likes of Richie Port, Simon Yates for Groupama FDJ, a big favourite in the GC. Bilbao is here. And a fun start list, not a massive group of riders, just over 100 riders are here. We have Jake Stewart as well for Corsica Ferries here in this save. This is going to be a really fun race, I can't wait. By the way, another shout out to Tom GTR for the new jerseys, the new national jerseys as well, with Paddy Gamper in the Austrian jersey and Pronsky, of course, in the Kazakh jersey. And the pace to start this race has been unreal. Horvat, despite being on a -5 day, has been dropped. Up the road, we do have a few riders remaining from the breakaway. Charles Planet here, riding, I think, for VU is that, the new team. But yeah, riders all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. We're just trying to cling on for the moment. But now we have 35k to go. Really, the race has stabilised a little bit. We do have 4 riders left from the early breakaway. I think they will be brought in, and this looks to be a fairly standard mass sprints. So we have done a lot of the work today, but now 6k to go. The breakaway have just been caught, and we are set for a mass sprint. Sagan is here. Not quite sure who else are the best sprinters here, but Zabel hopefully has a chance despite this -2 day. It's a little hilly, to the line. Let's go 99 here with Taburi. In fact, we can probably move over to Gino Marza now, as well as Taburi can pull over for the day. Gamper still here as well, going to be crucial in today's lead out. I think we'll try and go with him pretty shortly. 1.5k maybe. Let's go right now with Gamper. Seems a 2-horse race here. Zabel versus Biniam Gamay to the line. It's a very close finish, but Rick Zabel is going to win the first stage here in Provence. A great start. Kokar, Sagan, they were caught out of position, and that's a great start to the race. Away we go then for stage 2, and if we didn't come to the Tour de la Provence for any other reason, it's for this leader's jersey. Look at that, Rick Zabel looking absolutely spectacular, splendid, I would say, in that jersey today. And could he win again today? It's maybe a little hilly, but a good day. We have many options here. So Giga Horvat is going to be trying to control for us today. 5 riders in the breakaway in the end. Shouldn't be too dangerous. So the final real effort of the day is taking place until the finish line. Zabel safely over in the front group. If not, I think Vadim Pronsky is a good sprinter. 72 sprint on the day, a +4 day, as Zabel is actually dropped a little bit right there. So if we can tempo maybe with Gino Marza, I wouldn't mind too much, because Pronsky could well be very, very dangerous on this finish, but I think Zabel should just about come back in right here. Okay, then here we go. 5k to go in this one. Gamper is on the front. He has Pronsky closely following. I think Taburi could well be useful here, because Gamper is really struggling right now. Marza can sit up on the day, so can Kemner. They're just going to try and conserve energy really and make sure they finish in the front group, but now just 2k to go. Gamper is now done. Pronsky could well be dangerous here himself, but let's go 99 right now with Antonio Taburi. Go effort cursor with the other guys as well. Taburi maybe gone a little early right there. We'll go right now with Pronsky, right now with Zabel. Can either of our guys take the win? Sagan is coming as well, but I think it will just about be a 1-2. Vadim Pronsky takes it. Kokar and Sagan came, but they didn't quite get close enough. Another win for us. And by the way, we have built up some time gaps over these first 2 stages, as you see right here, which does mean there is some fairly big separation right now between the riders. Gamai, 73 mountain, he could be fairly dangerous. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Also, new signing Alessandro De Marchi will be keeping it a short stay with the team. He is retiring at the end of the season. Let's be real, I'd have rather had yesterday's race day conditions today, but Kemna and Pronsky, probably our leaders, they're on great days here. But it's not going to be easy to take this win because Simon Yates is here, 82 mountain for, I think, his new team, Groupama FDJ. I know also Bilbao is here alongside Clement Champoussin for Alpine Racing. Champoussin, a really talented rider. This is going to be difficult. So we do have a fairly strong breakaway up the road today, and it has come apart as well. Such has been the pace behind Kalmajan, my favourite Bruno Armorai just getting drops as well. So we have a trio left at the front of 3 very strong French riders. But now 16k to go, we have the duo of Zabel and Gamper sat on the front for us as a few guys going for this intermediate sprint. I do not care at all in the slightest about that. We're going to try and keep position with Pronsky and Kemna. I think our 2 leaders on the day. Obviously we have Marda, Taburi, just a demonstration of our strength now in depth in our team, particularly in the mountains. But Pronsky with that time gains and Kemna our leaders today. And we are currently surrounded by Groupama FDJ riders, Quinton Pache, Great Domestique Franchini, David and Nugent as well. With Simon Yates, Gamper and Zabel, they can sit up probably on the day. To be fair, let's try and look after Kemna and Pronsky. Simon Yates is the man we are watching very closely. And I should have probably grabbed some water by now, but let's try and stay to the front here. Groupama really have the numbers right now. Alpine have a few. Gamai obviously has some time gained as well. Sagan right here to the front for the moment. I think Taburi and Marza can use their gels as well. Let's try and stay a bit closer to the front of this group than we are right now, particularly Pronsky struggling to do that, and I'm worried we'll see an early attack by Simon Yates here. However, we have managed to get to the front of this group. Taburi is here and he has still quite a bit of energy left. We have 39 at the front as Pache is dropped to Ludvigsen as well, and suddenly we only have 2 riders from Groupama left at the front. We still have 4 here, so I think Taburi can probably do a little bit of tempoing like that. We'll put Kemna at 78. We'll probably try and put Pronsky up to 84. I think Marza can probably try and tempo with Taburi as well. Let's go like this. Tempo with our leaders as Sagan is done. But off the front goes Taburi right now. And that is going to force the other teams into some action. We'll probably go like this actually with Marda protecting Kemna. And there goes Simon Yates. Of course, Taburi isn't our leader on the day. So we do need to close this down right now as Taburi can sit in the wheel of Simon Yates, although he is going to be caught pretty much straight away. Let's continue pressing on here. 3k to go. So 10 riders are left in this group right now. We don't need to tempo even less as Gamai is here. So is Yates. We really don't need to push this at all. But I think Marda is now done. We have Yates, Port, Gamai is about to be dropped, I think, as well. Let's make sure we can stay with Simon Yates here. He does seem to be done though right now. We'll try and play some games right here. Let's try and attack with Lenny Kemna. We'll try and get in his wheel with Pronsky as well. Let's go like this. It's 4 riders left at the front. Pronsky can sit in the wheel of Simon Yates. We can sit up there as Pronsky is struggling just a little bit. We can go like this actually with Kemna on Pronsky's wheel. Port is still here. The old man now in the save. 500 meters to go. Pronsky try and go for the line. Kemna as well. Let's try and keep Pronsky here. But I think Simon Yates is going to win the stage. We didn't quite play that correctly. I hope Pronsky is going to hold on and win the GC. He has 20 seconds on Simon Yates. We may have lost it. Oh my. What have I done? What have I done? I tried to hold on with Vadim Pronsky, but I went too early in the end, which means he is dropped by 16 seconds. Kemna can't overtake Simon Yates, which does mean Simon Yates goes into the lead of the race, just ahead of Kemna and Pronsky. I should have just gone with Kemna, but I thought we'd try and hold on for the win with Pronsky. In the end, he's dropped though, just enough to go behind Yates and Kemna. What a disaster. How can we have 4 riders in the top 6 and not win? That is a shocker by me, I must say. I think I did this as well in my playthrough of the Tour de la Provence actually earlier in the year, a few months ago. I just can't believe it. And we've ended up 4 seconds down on the final stage. We we do have some intermediate sprints with some bonus seconds opportunities. And you know what? I'm going to try and hunt down any breakaway and try and take some seconds with Lenny Kemner and just see if we can maybe try and get those seconds on Simon Yates. Simon Yates is sat here in the beautiful patchwork jersey. That's the one we want to get our hands on right now. And Kemner is going to have to move up now in this group a little bit. Our guys have tempoed really hard, as you can see, for the first section of this stage. Simon Yates probably not expecting what I'm about to do right now, but 2k to go until this intermediate sprint. If we can just continue rolling along like this. And here you are, Kemner, try and attack right now. We should take the 3 seconds, I believe, but Brian Cocker, no! Brian Cocker takes 3 seconds. We take 2 with Kemner. So we are now 2 seconds down with Kemner. We need to win the second intermediate sprint now, or win the stage, or top 3 this stage to win this race. What on earth? So every time a break go up the road, we have 46k until the next intermediate sprint. I know this is probably not the most realistic strategy, but let's do it for fun. Let's see what we can do. And yeah, let's see if we can maybe try and hold off the breakaway until that intermediate sprint. I don't mind them going off the front like this, as long as they don't get a few minutes ahead. 15k to go right now. We have managed to bring in most of the break, but now another attack by Intermarché Wanty, really throwing us off right now. We need to bring this in. Now guys are feeling this effort right now. We've basically done a 60-kilometer team time trial to this point. Okay, so 5k to go until this intermediate sprint. We still have the Wanty rider just up the road. We need to close this right now if we want any chance of taking this race. I mean, it's quite fun really to play like this. I can't lie to you guys. Gamper now, +3 day. I've tried to save him for example later on, but now 3k to go. The Intermarché rider does seem to be struggling a bit. 2k to go right now until the crucial points. We're in the perfect position right here with Lenny Kemner. Let's go. Gamper can sit up. Kemner, if he wins it, we win the race. And Lenny Kemner, I do believe, is going to win the race. We celebrate a few kilometers early. I think we beat Simon Yates by a single second, unless I'm mistaken. So race decided. It's now time to decide the final stage. Assuming Simon Yates obviously doesn't win this sprint or finish on the podium in the sprint. I hope he doesn't. That would be a disaster after basically celebrating the win at the intermediate sprint with Lenny Kemner. But let's try and take the stage right now. Try and put Zabel in the perfect position, as Horvat is done right there. Pronsky now up to 99. I think Taberi can probably go as well. We probably have a few too many riders here. Blocked a little bit by our own riders. Sagan going very early here. Let's try and react now. Gamper needs 2 sprints. Probably gone a little late here with Zabel. Let's try and kick out of this final corner. Zabel comes through in the end, and Zabel will take the win. A really decisive win there. Gamper will just hold off Stewart for another 1-2 at this race. We have dominated here in France. Well, that was a fun way to win the race, I think, guys. I really enjoyed trying to do that with Kemner, somehow pulling it off as well. We should have won on Chalet Regnard, so we make up for it here, I guess. 3 stage wins in the end, out 4, and the GC by a single second over Simon Yates. You love to see it. Zabel as well in the sprints competition. Pronsky, young rider, and we get the Movistar classification. I think we can call that a pretty successful race. But today we will be heading to the Clasica de Almeria just to follow up the Tour de la Provence. Let's see if we can get a win with Giacomo Nizzolo, who will lead us today, but the likes of Sam Bennett is also here. This is going to be a very challenging race, and Giacomo is going to get a very nice +2 day, so hopefully we can take it to Sam Bennett. Now riding for Astana Premier Tech, I don't really see a strong lead out for him at all. My oh my, he has a shocker. Zakharov, his only lead out man, really. So we should have him in that department, I hope. So one of the advantages of having Giacomo Nizzolo in your team is he's one of the best climbers of the pure sprinters. 62 mountain, 69 hill, not bad at all. We may as well try and make it a little difficult on these early climbs. We have actually dropped a small group here. They should come back on, I think, at the foot of this climb. And Zakharov, the only lead out man I noted for Sam Bennett, is here. So let's continue pressing on, try and make this difficult like we are doing. Our guys are feeling it. Hopefully everyone else will be as well. We could be destroying our lead out right now, but I think this tactic could be working. We're seeing riders go out the back all the time. If we can push Sam Bennett out the back, I'm not sure where he is. You can see a lot of his teammates are really struggling as well. That would be obviously ideal for us. Nizzolo still feeling fine, so even if we lose our lead out, it doesn't really matter at this stage. Nizzolo looking great. Other teams trying to make this difficult as well. We still have a little bit of climbing to go, and I can tell you that Mr. Sam Bennett still here despite the group being reduced to 34 riders. Finally, Jakob Perixx out the back. How did he last that long? But you can see so many riders. Captain Price struggling right there. Davis as well. And Nizzolo still looks great, so we may as well continue pressing on. Van Poppel struggling as well. Cantor, a good sprinter, but Bennett still holds on. Okay, here is our final push. Covey and Schmidt come to the front. Nizzolo should be okay here, but Bennett he's so strong right now to hold on here. 57 mountain, 66 hill. Surely he should be gone at this stage, but still Bennett fights on despite the tempo. 90 tempo right now of the Milano Sanremo winner, Alessandro Covey. He's still here. Sam Bennett holding on somehow in this group. What a ride by the Irishman. I've never seen such a select edition of the Clasica de Almeria. So Schmid finally getting dropped. Sam Bennett is literally just holding on over the top. Or is he? Or is he? Let's tempo right now. Gianni Moscon can tempo on the front. Let's try and put him out the back for good. He's lasted this entire time, and Sam Bennett is gone right at the final opportunity we had to drop him. And to make matters worse, Mario Schmid is going to sit on his wheel. We've dropped him. I don't believe it. I cannot believe it. 40k to go. We have 11 riders here to compete for the win. So Caio Rural are going to try and tempo for Sam Bennett behind. I mean, we need some help really from other teams here, but I guess no one really has anyone. Rosetto is here for Christophe Laporte. We have Yempi Drucker here, a fairly good sprinter. Leinhardt, Garcia Cortina. So this is far from over. Nils Eckhoff as well. Some really good riders obviously are still in this group. And yes, that is going to actually be the case. So 19 riders are now at the front. We have the numerical advantage right now, but our guy's suffering a bit. Now Group Armour tempo, of course. Now Bennett is back in. What are they thinking? So I don't think anyone else is going to get back in, but you have to commend Sam Bennett. What a ride by him today to hold on to this group. No teammates, literally, he is by himself. And I'm not quite sure how to play this from this point. Do we try and attack? Do we hold on and try and go with Nizzolo and risk being beaten by Bennett or anyone else in the sprint? I just don't know. So 11k to go. We do see a move. Nils Eckhoff and Garcia Cortina, two very good riders, attack off the front here. Do we have the strength to bring that in? I'm actually not sure. That is a really, really strong group of two riders, two very good riders. 76 and 77 flats, that is right there. As it seems Group Armour trying to close it for now. We'll rely on them whilst they're happy to do that for Leinhardt. And hopefully Bennett struggles with this increased rhythm right now. But Covey is slowly struggling. And so is Gianni Moscon Schmidt, done for the day. But as Group Armour struggle to close it, it seems we're going to have to try and do this ourselves. 6k to go in definitely, I think, the most exciting edition of this race I have certainly ever seen. Moscon going to try and close this, but Eckhoff and Garcia Cortina look great right now. 4k to go. Moscon struggling to close this gap. Surely we're not going to lose here to two attackers, but Nizzolo still sat on the wheel of Gianni Moscon. We have 3k to go. Do I attack up to them? Not quite sure. We're going to try and stay here. Bennett is here as well, of course, into the final kilometre. They're trying to sprint for it. We're going to have to go right now with Nizzolo. Can we catch them? Here is Bennett though. This is what we didn't want. Nizzolo versus Sam Bennett, and Sam Bennett is just going to beat Giacomo Nizzolo today. What a race that was, and you have to say, what a ride by Bennett to hold on. In the end then, you have to say we got that wrong. We dragged Bennett to the line, the thing we didn't want to do. Caio Rural, of all teams, brought him back. And yeah, he's quick. He's really quick. But guys, if you enjoyed the episode today, make sure you smash that like button. Really, really helps the channel out. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a sub as well if you're new. I really enjoyed these races today, and I can't wait to get stuck into some World Tour action in the next one. I'll see you guys in the next one.